Hey guys, it's Dr. Mannie, and so let's talk about webinars, right? Let's talk about master classes, the length of them, okay? Because there's coaches and consultants that say, hey, do an hour-long webinar. People aren't gonna sit through an hour-long webinar anymore. You have to look at the data. You have to look at your metrics. You're not gonna take somebody from to, oh, I think I'm gonna sit down and watch an hour-long training on thyroid. Not going to work, right? You're not going to take somebody from just to running an ad to getting people into your masterclass to, okay, and now they're going to sit down and slow down and sit and watch an hour-long training. It's not going to happen, right? So we need to address that, and we need to adjust the length of our trainings. And so my latest one is 14 minutes, okay? And here's the formula. Here's the framework that I've been using for a long time. But it's basically, here's the problem. Let's say they come into my ecosystem because they have thyroid issues or type 2 diabetes or autoimmune, whatever it is. Most thyroid's autoimmune, but you get the idea. They come into my ecosystem. Here's the problem. Here's why this thing is so poorly managed. You go the mainstream medical route, it's all pills, potions, and chemical cover-ups, right? Here's why it's so poorly managed. Here's what we do, okay? We take a functional approach. We find and work towards fixing root cause, solving the thing once and for all, right? Here's what we do. Here's why it's unique and different, right? Functional and some other things, right? Unique and different, and this is why it gets such great results, okay? Here's your next step, okay? If you want to work together, if you want to have a quick chat and conversation to see if what we have will make sense for you, let's hop on a quick call. Not a pushy sales call, not a high pressure pitch, just a chance to connect, right? And see if what we have would make sense for you. I'm gonna ask you questions, you're gonna ask me questions, together we'll see if it's a fit, right? That is my flow, that is my framework. They only want a solution. So when they come into my world, I say, you know what, I'm gonna spare you the fluff, the filler, the hype, the 30 minutes of testimonials and case studies. They don't care. They don't care about your success stories. They don't care how many credentials you have. They don't care about your 5,000 square feet granite countertops, all the parts and pieces, bells and whistles. They don't care. They only care about themselves. They only care about getting a result. They have a thyroid problem. You have the solution. Show them that you are the solution, and the fastest, tightest possible way to, method, you're gonna win. Shorten up the process. I used to do long, lengthy 45-minute webinars. Then I started doing challenges. I said, I'm gonna take this 45-minute thing and I'm gonna chop it up into 8 minutes here, 8 minutes here, 8 minutes here, 8 minutes here. So then I started making a challenge out of the thing. That's fine, that works as well. It's more consumable. People can pick away this thing in bite-sized chunks, right? 8 minutes here, 10 minutes here. They have that time. They're not gonna sit down and watch an hour-long thing that just goes on forever and it's only about you. Reverse it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. See if you can get your masterclass to 15 minutes. If you wanna see what my 14-minute class looks like, comment below, I'll send it to you. Okay, so I have it listed unlisted on my YouTube channel, so you're not gonna find it, but I will be happy to send you the link so you can see at it and peek at it and see how I talk to these people, right? It's very, very effective. So I'll leave you with that, but I just, a few, 6-7 months ago, a gal came into my messenger practically in tears because this other coach said, hey, you gotta create a webinar. And gave this guy $20,000 and he says, create a webinar. It's like, and I asked her how long it was. She said, it's about an hour. And I'm like, oh, look at your metrics. If you look at your graph, I use Wistia, I use Vimeo, but if you look at your metrics, it's going to be the law of diminishing return. By the time somebody gets 57 minutes into this thing, you're talking to two people, right? They can't even get to your call to action because your dang thing is so long. Tighten this thing up, shorten it up. It'll be much more effective for you. Here's the problem, here's the solution, here's your next step. Use that formula and you're going to be well on your way. Thanks for watching.